Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a little bit of a different video for you. It's not going to be an Apple or a Mac related video. Sorry if you're tuning in for that. Today is going to be more of a gaming video. Now, if you don't know, I have a real appreciation of multi-carts. Now, yeah, I know these are carts with ROMs that are not quite legally obtained, we'll call it. But I've always enjoyed finding these in the wilds and playing them and just seeing what kind of games are on them. So I have a few different examples of what I've purchased over the years. So for example, this Famicom cart, 52 in 1. Just showing you some of the titles it claims to have. Some real, some not so real. Some just really programmed. I pick these up as often as I can. So today, I will be going out today and picking up something of interest that is related to these kind of carts. But before I do, I just thought I'd show you a few of the examples that I have. Now, this one is not exactly a multi-cart, but I don't believe that Afterburner was released in this way. This one is one of my favorites. I mean, I'm not huge on sports games, but the fact that I got it in box is awesome. And finally, Quattro Adventure. And the cool things about these ones are the little dip switches, or the switch, I should say, underneath. So, today I will be going out and picking up something that really struck a chord. And let me show you what it is. And before I forget, there is actually one more that I have not added to the pile. It is this 369 in 1 Game Boy Advance no repeat cart. It is not one of your regular ones with an SD card built in, but it actually does have a chip on board. It's one of those blob chips where they cover it up so that you can't see what the chip is. Picked this up a little while ago. First couple of pages, real games, everything beyond that, all fake. So let's take a look at something that I found locally. And this right here is what I should be picking up today. If you don't speak French, essentially all it says is it's a Nintendo compatible family video game system, the MT999DX. It is one that should be accepting carts, as you can see right over here. It comes with the controller, or they call it a joystick for some reason, right over there. It has a power supply, but I'm not too sure if that will work here, so I'm not convinced I'll be able to test it out, but it will be a cool thing to have. If we switch pages, here's the system over here. So it has two controllers, has turbo buttons right on the top. Apparently it's good for children 5 years and over, and it's the ultimate in video entertainment. Now, I'm very hopeful I can test this out here, and I will be looking into this. It supposedly has I don't know how much that is, 6 billion? 6 million built-in video games? Not sure how that happens. And then we have, I'm assuming these are the built-in games, some of them. Batman, Adventure Island, Double Dragon, Mickey Mouse, Hero Soccer, unfortunately that did not come out. Grand Combat, Ikari 2. So, there it is. Hopefully, I will be getting it today, and we'll be hooking it up, and I'll be able to test it. Again, I am a little concerned about this because that would mean it won't work in North America, but I'll take a look at the power supply, and we'll see what happens. All right, excuse me. So I just parked. I'm outside the building right now where I'm going to be picking up the special item. Took about a half an hour. Wasn't too bad of a drive. So I'm going to head up. I'm not going to record because I really don't think he would appreciate me putting him in a video. So this is a Nintendo compatible video game system. It's definitely not Nintendo who made this. Even this, I'm pretty sure, is the graphic from the Famicom was removed and they just replaced it with this. Now, the problem is it's a European version, so if you see the plug, it's not going to be working in North America. The whole thing is in there. I mean, you can even see like the plug and everything sticking up from one side. box is in, well, it's in the shape it's going to be in. So I got to figure out how I'm going to test this. So here it is, and again, everything like he listed in the pictures with the games that you can put in. So we're going to take it home and see if I can figure out how am I going to use this here. I do have televisions that will accept PAL, so that's not an issue, but it's more the powering it up. I have brought home the system, so here it is right over here, and I thought I'd just compare it with an actual Famicom. This I, yet again, bought locally a little while ago. I paid about $60 Canadian for it. It actually came out that this is a little bit cheaper. So let's just take a look to see what's included in the box and just to compare the two systems. Now, first of all, we have that little box so you can use it on a television. We have controllers, again with the turbo buttons as well, but the difference is this one is not hardwired in, as we'll see on the Famicom. So it has two controllers, and then another video cable, and a power supply. Now, when I took out this power supply, first thing I thought to myself was, well, I'm not going to be able to use it because, you know, obviously it's European, but if you listen, something is rattling around inside. So I'm going to try to figure out how to hook it up. I do have the output, which is DC 9V 500 milliamp, and I do have a solution for that. And then finally is the console itself. Everything seems to be in English. It is Nintendo branded, and the controller ports and everything's at the front. There is no serial number on the unit. If we go to the actual one, so again, this cable actually should not be here. This is from an NES, but it would have something comparable to that. The power unit, which is AC adapter, which is Nintendo branded, so it gives me confidence that's okay. The unit itself, physically, it is pretty much identical. Slight differences in color and all that, obviously. The controllers, this one has the speaker on it, which the one over there did not, and they are hardwired in. This also works in North America on NTSC. This is a PAL unit, being that is European. Another interesting fact, it has multiple AV outs. You have RF and then video and audio and the DC jack. And underneath the audio, in the Famicom version, there is a little channel selector where it's not actually there. So if we look at the Famicom, a little bit different. There's the wires for the controllers, AC adapter, so TV in game is built in, and then the channels and the RF switch. So I do have an idea of how I'm going to get this working. And let's take a look at that. As it is a PAL unit, most of my televisions around here, none of them are going to accept a PAL signal, and I believe it's not going to be showing up too well. So I do have this Trinitron, this PVM over here, which does take PAL and NTSC, so that should work just fine. My other problem is the power adapter, one with broken bits inside. So I'm definitely not going to use this even with another adapter for North America current, but it does take 9V 500 milliamp. And to rectify that, I have one of these. So it's a universal adapter. You could change the amount of voltage, and the current is 500 milliamp max. So this should work perfectly fine. I've already placed one of the tips because you could change the tips on it. So we're going to hook it up. We're going to put it on that television and see if we can get a game out of it. Now, on the box, it claimed there was, 6 million games built in? I'm not convinced. I have a feeling that is not true. So I have the controller, one of the two controllers, installed. I was about to hook up the AV cables, but I found out one thing. So the video cable, I could do this with one hand, goes in just fine. The audio, for some reason, does not seem to fit. So I'm going to have to figure out another way of getting that attached. Otherwise, I am only going to have video coming out of this, which is not optimal. So after playing with this, I found that if I just use like a standard headphone jack, it does fit pretty well. Not all the way, obviously, and I'm not going to be jamming it in, but we're going to see. I have this hooked up to the back of the PVM with the audio in. I'm going to plug in the other side of the yellow video cable into the PVM. We'll boot it up, or turn it on, really, and see if anything comes up on screen. Everything is hooked up. We'll just press that power button. Gotta love that sound. Am I selected into the right thing? I believe I am. So let's see if we turn it on. There's a little flicker. I don't know if you saw that. Turn it back off. Doesn't seem to be anything coming up on screen. Maybe you have to press something on the controller. We'll give that a shot. So I don't know, press up and power. And sorry for the flicker. It is definitely flickering a little bit in person. Press the reset. Reset. Yeah, so that's a refresh rate. I'm just going to point it over here because I don't want to hurt anybody's eyes too much. So it doesn't look like... Unless I'm missing something. Let's try selecting up. Power. No. So it is the same thing. Let's turn that off. It's as I suspected. I'm pretty sure there are no built-in games. I'm pretty sure all those games are just ones you can buy and put in. So I'm going to take out one of my carts and we'll see if it actually functions. So I have my 52-in-1 cart installed. I put the volume down just so you can hear my voice. We'll power it on. And again, that flickering is, I can't really see it. It is a little bit off to my eyes. I mean, this is over there. It's saying the signal is PAL. It's hard to see, but it is working. So, I don't know. Let's pick a random game. Just press start. Doesn't actually matter. And again, sorry for the flickering. That is just through the camera. It definitely is working. I'm not sure if you could hear that. That's left and right. Jump. So, it definitely does function. Unfortunately, I think the packaging was a lie. So it doesn't seem, unless I'm missing something, there doesn't seem to be any multi-game on this. So here we go. Built in. I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing something, but there doesn't seem to be any built-in games, at least when you just power it on. Maybe I'm not turning it on the right way. Maybe there's a certain combination you're supposed to hold on the joystick, but I'm not seeing anything. So that, unfortunately, is where I'm going to be stuck right now. I'm going to be doing a little more research, seeing if I can get the games out of the system, if they actually exist. If not, I mean, it's still a pretty cool addition to the collection. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next one.